Are you curious about the Notoriously Morbid, fully customizable coffin palette? In today's video, I will tell you all about it. Hello Darklings and welcome to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel. My name is Orphea and in today's video I will be talking to you about the Notoriously Morbid Coffin palette. This coffin-shaped palette is what my god dreams are made of, and I am so excited to have this palette, to finally start playing around with it, because ever since Carrie and the Notoriously Morbid team started posting about it, I have been wanting this palette. And in today's video I will talk to you about why this is such an amazing product and why I would personally recommend it for anyone's makeup collection. So let's get started. First things first, this palette is made out of cardboard and is magnetic. This has a flap that you can open, that you can actually very easily fold to the back, and it does not rip off. And this does not rip open or off or anything, it's just the flap that you can put to the back so you can easily access the shades inside your palette. Now, because this is a magnetic palette, you can actually put in all of the shades that you want in your palette. So if I suddenly decide that I don't want half of these, I can just easily take them and remove them because it is magnetic. And same if I want to rearrange them, I just slide them around, put them where I want them. And if I want to put something else instead, then I just put it in, and the magnet strip that the back is made of will ensure that everything stays in place. Now, why is this so amazing to me? Because I've always wanted to kind of make my own palette, and depending on where I go, I will want to take some shades but not others. So for me, this type of palettes is actually ideal. Now, I know that other brands also have similar palettes, but honestly, they're all boring. I mean, they're all just square shapes, they're nothing interesting, and if I invest my money into something that I want to use for a long time, I prefer it to have at least an original or fun shape, which this palette has. Now, there is of course the Notoriously Morbid branding on the top of the palette, so on the clear plastic you can see the Notoriously Morbid name and logo, which I personally really enjoy because of course it's a bat, so it's super cool. So this is actually a very sturdy palette. I will include the dimensions somewhere here on screen. It is not super big, so I have a rather big makeup bag, but if you have seen some of the videos on this channel, you know that I do own quite a lot of makeup, and this actually fits perfectly in that makeup bag. It stays closed really well, so if I shake it around like this right now, it doesn't open. So I'm really impressed with the quality of this palette, and also because this is clear, you can actually see through it and you can see what's inside, which is a massive advantage to me. So one of the main advantages for me already is that I have a festival this weekend where I need to be hosting and need to be on stage. It is a female-fronted metal festival, and I know that if I spend an entire day there taking pictures, working, being on stage, announcing groups, etc., my face will start to slightly come off from being in the spots, being backstage, eating, etc. But having this palette with me ensures me that I can touch up my makeup whenever I need to. It is super travel friendly. And oh my god, we haven't even talked about the new improved pressed eyeshadows by Notoriously Morbid, which will follow in a moment. So for the empty coffin-shaped palette by Notoriously Morbid, you pay $14.99. If you compare that to the pricing of other brands that also have similar empty palettes, you know that this is a very sharp price. And I am really happy that Notoriously Morbid keeps that in mind when they are producing their products, is that they don't overprice them solely for the fact that it's a fun shape. So I am personally super excited. Coffin-shaped palette, $14.99. It's really affordable. And then of course you need something to fill it with. So that's what I want to talk about right now. If you have been following Notoriously Morbid for a while, you know that over the past few years I have been experimenting with pressed eyeshadows. With the start of the company, Notoriously Morbid specialized in loose eyeshadows, which they still do, of course. However, Notoriously Morbid is constantly evolving and improving their formulas and also playing around with different states of their formulas. For example, pressed eyeshadows. A few years ago, they started incorporating them into the subscription boxes, which were highly successful and on which they got feedback from their customers. Then they have improved the formulas, improved the press quality, and then started actually making single pressed eyeshadows that you can buy. Now, Now, depending on the shade that you want, prices may vary between $6.99 and $17.99. This all depends on the shade, the formula, and the type of eyeshadow. Matte pressed eyeshadows are the least expensive and multi-chrome pressed eyeshadows are the most expensive, which is also the case with their loose eyeshadows. Now, I want to quickly talk to you about the shades that are in my palette. So these are nearly all the shades that were available at the time that they sent me the PR package, because this was a PR package for me to use in videos. So right here you have the matte shades that are almost a neon quality, and I will be doing a neon look with these shades in the future. So if you have anything that you want me to base that makeup look off, if there's anything that you want me to do with it, let me know in a comment down below and I will sure take notice. Then I have my trusty black. This one is called Void. I am still missing a nude shade. I have ordered it. Here's the name of that shade, which is like the perfect shade to have in this palette. And then we have the shimmer and multi-chrome shades. Now, the advantage of having them like this is that you can immediately see your colors and they are super pigmented. I will include a few arm swatches for you here in the video, and those are all done over no base, just on my bare arm. And for usual, each shade has on the back of it a sticker with the name of the shade and also the information. So the shade I'm holding right here is a glitter black, which is based off of 13 black rainbows, but then a new improved formula in a pressed shape. This one is called Nyctophilia and it is vegan and lip safe. And you can find all of the ingredients used in these pressed eyeshadows on the Notoriously Morbid website, which is also included on the back of each of these products. Now, there are a few advantages and disadvantages to pressed eyeshadows and to loose eyeshadows. The advantage, in my opinion, of pressed eyeshadows is that it's a little bit easier to use and there is a little bit less of a learning curve. However, you do have a little bit of fallout, which you will always have with eyeshadows. So no matter how well pressed they are, you will always lose a little bit of product when using them, which you don't have with loose eyeshadow. And you, generally speaking, use less product if you're using pressed eyeshadows and if you are using loose eyeshadows. Also having pressed eyeshadows, because accidents happen. If you drop this, nothing serious will happen. In the worst case, you might have to repress a little bit or there will be little flakes coming off. If you drop a loose eyeshadow, it's gone. I mean, I have lost a few of my favorite limited edition eyeshadows this way because I was doing my makeup, I wasn't paying attention and it fell over on the floor. I have 2 cats walking around in my house. I really couldn't save any of the product, knowing that it had been on the floor and that my cats walk here every day and stuff, so no. Anyways, both loose shadows and pressed eyeshadows by Notoriously Morbid have an enormous color payoff. The look I did today was created using this gorgeous red, the black, and then this, which looks white in a pan, but actually looks more golden once you applied it. And then of course, trusty eyeliner, nude lipstick, not to pull away the attention from the gorgeous eye look. So I'm personally super excited about this palette. I think it is absolutely amazing. I'm so stoked that Notoriously Morbid made this, and in the future I will of course be doing more looks with all of the shades that I have in the palette. So if you are new to Notoriously Morbid or if you have been a long time customer, I could personally very highly recommend this coffin-shaped palette. As mentioned, the only shade that is missing for me is the nude one that I have ordered, that is on its way, which I will have soon, and then this will come with me to every single thing that I do. Now, because this is a fully customizable palette in which you can put whatever shades that you want, I think it is absolutely worth the money and also worth the investment of getting the loose shades to put into it. Because in the end, you will have your own fully customized, unique, Notoriously Morbid products palette that you can take with you anywhere that you want. Should you still have any questions at all, feel free to ask in the comment section below and I will be more than happy to help you out. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. And of course, if you are going to place an order, feel free to use code ORFIA15 to get a 15% discount on your entire order. Next week's video is going to be the tutorial on this gorgeous makeup look, which is a cut crease created with the product that I currently have in my palette. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel for weekly videos by your favorite darkly inclined makeup brand. Thank you again so much for watching and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye!